Ah yes, behold the grand moment. Meghan Markle taking the stage at the so-called Most Powerful Women's Summit, otherwise known as the faint sound of about 50 people politely acting interested. If you've ever walked into a coffee shop around 3 p.m. and heard a barista clap for a latte art attempt, congrats! You've already witnessed a louder reaction than Meghan got on October 14th. Picture it. Meghan Markle, floundering, failed actress, faux activist, beige lifestyle expert, professional victim, and now an apparent TED Talk cosplayer, makes her way onto the stage. The applause. Well, technically, yes, there was some. It just fizzled out the moment she appeared. That's right. She was still halfway through her Zoolander walk when the courteous clapping met its quiet, tragic end. If awkwardness had background music, this would be playing on repeat. And let's not gloss over the highlight. Meghan wrote her own introduction. Yes, really. The host was essentially required to read Markle's personal hype script out loud. Pure, unfiltered main character energy. Hilarious. Really, when you realize the sold-out crowd she imagined looked more like a PTA meeting where half the parents called in sick. A room barely bigger than a shoebox with maybe 50 people inside. Half of them likely security or social media press. But hold on. This wasn't some prestigious keynote she earned. Fortune's Most Powerful Women's Summit is pay to play. For a tidy $14,500, you can nominate yourself, your dog, or even your jam brand and suddenly be labeled a powerful woman. Meghan simply purchased herself a seat and a nameplate, like adding items to an Amazon Prime cart. And honestly, that tracks with the long-running Markle playbook. If you can't earn it, buy it, pose for the photos, then have your PR team quietly leak it to the Daily Mail. Remember when Sunshine Sachs claimed she and Harry could pull in $250,000 to $500,000 per speech? Cut to 2025. Now she's the one paying just to get handed the microphone. The crowd's energy matched her current relevance. Microscopic. The applause as she walked in sounded like a handful of people clapping while actively avoiding eye contact. You know what had more buzz? The free sample line at Costco. I've seen larger crowds at a Tuesday night AA meeting. I've watched pigeons swarm a drop sandwich with more excitement. And yet, there she was, stepping onto the stage with the confidence of someone about to solve world hunger, swaying her hips like she'd just arrived at Paris Fashion Week. Then came the word salad. 20 minutes of motivational emptiness, where she somehow used 1,000 words to communicate absolutely nothing. You could almost watch the audience's souls quietly exit their bodies. In her mind, a polished, sophisticated agent of change. In reality, someone intoxicated by her own press clippings, gripping the microphone like it's Excalibur itself. Here with us. Thank you for having me. It's great. Hi, everybody. The opening applause, a polite sprinkle, the kind you give a 5-year-old after they finish a school recital, and hovering over it all, the irony sparkles. She's positioning herself as a business powerhouse, despite running a brand that feels less like an empire and more like a weekend Etsy hobby. 7 months later, no growth, no scale, no real success story. But go on, tell us about empowerment again, Meg. Because this isn't power. It's performance. A performance that's desperately purchased, painfully awkward, and tragically underattended. And somehow, she thinks she crushed it.